What up, y'all? What y'all doing tonight? Trying to just get everything together, you feel me? Just trying to get organized, trying to get situated. We missed a lot. We did. We missed a lot. We missed a couple of weeks. We missed so many weeks that honestly, to be real with you, I wouldn't be surprised when nobody pulls up for the initial live off the rip, like first things first. I would honestly be a little surprised, but that's okay because we are back. Matter of fact, I'll even do this. I'll do one better. Let me see. Who said that? Tim Bontemps on the Warriors or Westbrook? Who's Tim Bontemps? NBA writer for ESPN. What's good, y'all? What's good? Legend, what's good? Lexus Sports Guy, what's good? How y'all doing? I'm just now seeing something about my guy Russ. I need to send it to myself so I can pull it up in a second. All right. Because I was not expecting. Rage, what's good, man? Yeah. Hey, y'all pulled up quick with the energy. That's what I like to see. So let's address the elephant in the room. You feel me? We missed 2 weeks, right? We missed 2 weeks. Last week, where was I? Last week I went to the beach with my wife and some friends. We did a little mini summer vacay because we're not doing a major vacay. So we went to the beach last week. And then the week before, what was I doing the week before? Oh, I was exhausted and didn't want to give you guys a terrible show. So, and I honestly didn't have much to talk about. So I said the plan was just to take off a week 2 weeks ago and then come back last week with a show. Ended up being 2 full weeks off. My fault. It'll be very, very, very rare that we do 2 full back-to-back weeks off ever again. Cause even I was like, dang, this ain't right. This ain't fair. It ain't even feel right to me. Give me half a second while I pull these notes up. Yes. Let's talk about that to start the show off, because my boy literally just sent this to me. What's on Jimmy's head, yo? Did y'all see that? Did y'all see Jimmy's new beach? Beach in Jersey, Leo. We went down in South Jersey. Let me pull this up since y'all talking about it. Because my boy literally just sent this to me. Let me see. I think Sideline Sources posted it. Sideline Sources. Let me see. Copy. Let me see. Oop. Nope. All right. Because somebody got to explain this to me. Because this is nasty. Oh, Leo, you live in South Jersey? That's crazy. We went down to Seattle. That's dope though. Bro. What is this, Jimmy? Nah. Jimmy, you can't just pop out of nowhere with these drawings. This is nasty, Jimmy. Especially when cause like if I just type in Jimmy Butler and you go to his IG, now I get it. If he runs his Instagram like a content creator would, he's going to have some backlog of videos, backlog of recordings. That way his team can post for him. But we just saw this man recently, and all he had in the in the playoffs was these braids. He had some hair on his head, a little bit of braid action. He had nothing like this. Mind you, why my boy hit me up and said, hey, yo, I'm gonna get these. Mind you, my boy got as much hair on his head as I got. I'm gonna grow my hair out for like 2 months and get these. These look nasty. I hope it's for... Ray say he look like King Von cousin. I'm dead. It shouldn't be funny because King Von gone, unfortunately. But that show really got me. I'm assuming / hoping, because it don't look good, right? It don't. Like, I don't want Jimmy hooping looking like this upcoming season. So I'm going to assume he's doing a commercial, a TV show, a movie, something. I'm going to assume he's doing something because this is nasty. Yo, Rage done missed out because he let him fly. Said he got an extension before Hero. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know what Jimmy was thinking with that one. I have no idea what Jimmy was thinking with that one. All right, let me the notes for today's episode. I'm gonna let you know right now. We free flowing a little bit. I can see a little 2 Chainz. I do see a little 2 Chainz action going on there. We free flowing a little bit. Got a couple of things I'm gonna go over. Things happened, but not things happened at the same time. I'm gonna start out with the biggest thing. You see the title, you see the thumbnail. I want to talk about this whole Kevin Durant situation. It got reported the other day. I'm actually gonna pull it up. This article from The Athletic. Shams tweeted this. How long ago was that? All right, so this is from The Atlantic. This article is from July 26th, which is literally just yesterday. Shams tweeted this, I want to say on the 25th. If you missed the tweet, let's just go over it real quick. Jaylen Brown finds himself at the center of his Celtics trade rumors. Again, legend, we're going to talk about it. Should the Celtics keep Jaylen? Should they try to make this trade? I have a lot of thoughts on it. I'm mixed. I want to hear what you guys have to say as well. But I just want to get the timeline down. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. Let's get this timeline down. Jaylen Brown finds himself at the center of Celtics trade rumors once again. He's been in the center of Celtics trade rumors before. Jaylen Brown, for those of you who don't know, he's been in trade rumors before. He didn't necessarily get the max extension he wanted or was looking to get. So I could see at this point he might be feeling a little slighted from the Celtics. Apparently this trade offer happened a couple of weeks ago. Apparently a lot of reporters knew about it. It's just now coming news though. So Boston offered Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and a draft pick for Kevin Durant, which is below the Nets asking price. I'm reading this right here. This happened it was reported on Monday, but the offer happened weeks ago, at least from my understanding, right? It's not a surprise that Sean Marks turned it down. They want way more than that, especially after the Rudy Gobert trade. It's reported right here that the Nets countered with Jaylen Brown. Oh, can y'all see this? Is this too small? It looks too small for me. Let's do that for you. Oh, much better. Yeah. It's reported they countered with Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, multiple draft picks, and potentially another rotation player. From what I can see, that rotation player would probably be like Grant Williams. Jaylen Brown then tweets out the SMH tweet. I thought I saw him. I put it in a TikTok / short reel, whatever you want to call them. I put it out in a TikTok that I thought I saw him like a tweet saying that Celtics fans don't appreciate him. I haven't been able to find that tweet since. I think that might have been a Photoshop. Somebody got me. It's all right. But he did at least put out the SMH. Definitely probably a little bit of frustration, especially considering he, in most people's opinion, was the best player for the Celtics in this past finals. This is a team that just went to the NBA finals. He, by most people, was considered the best player in the finals. By some people, even like some of my boys who I hang out with on a regular basis, who I'm on Xbox all the time in the group chats, like my real life boys, a couple of them believe that Jaylen Brown's the better player out of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They believe that Jaylen Brown should be the one who's the number one, who should have the keys, who should have the green light to this team. Jaylen Brown's no slouch. I know Jason Tatum just got first team All-NBA, but the argument can be made if Jaylen Brown got the freedom that Jason Tatum got, or got the offense revolving around him as much as Jason Tatum does, that he could potentially be that first team as well. How you feel about them is neither here nor there. So the question has been swirling of basically at the end of the day, is this a good deal? Is this a smart move for the Celtics? Is this a good deal for the Nets? Like I said earlier, I'm mixed about it. This chat going crazy. I want to see what y'all got to say real quick, and then I'm going to I'm gonna rant for a little bit. So I'm gonna get into this chat now because I have a lot of thoughts I want to get off my chest. Oh, Lex, you're a Nets fan? So now I'm very curious to see what you think about this, Lex. Do you think this is a good trade? Do you think, as a Nets fan, do you think that is a fair trade? Do you think you're getting what Kevin Durant would be worth if you got the Jaylen Brown, the Marcus Smart, a couple of picks, and probably a Grant Williams? Is that cool for you? I'm just curious. Legend says Rage is going to get better. I mean, Legend says Jaylen's going to get better. I don't disagree. I agree with that. Rage, in my opinion, Jaylen Brown is better than JT. He's more consistent, has a mama mentality. JT can try to imitate Kobe as much as he wants. It's funny, Rage. I literally just said my boys be saying, and it's not. I know a lot of people who think, I don't want to say think, who say Jaylen Brown's better than Jason Tatum. I'm still split. There are some days. There's some days when I feel like Jaylen Brown is better. There's some days when I think Jason Tatum is better. I think Jaylen Brown has a better two-way game, and I think Jason Tatum is more talented offensively. I think, but in comparing them of tiers or levels of skill, they're very comparable in my mind. Leo, he's young and considering all the things he's done for the Celtics, kind of messed up. It's understandable. Nah, bro. It's just because JT played bad in the finals doesn't make Jaylen Brown better. A lot of people, Mad Axe was good. Thanks for pulling up. Jaylen should not be traded as a Celtics fan. I'm tired of the front office treating this dude terrible. A lot of people have been saying, I'll say misinterpreting what I've been saying or what some others have been saying when comparing Tatum and Brown. When people, at least the people I talk to, or if you ever hear me say it, I haven't said it yet, but if you ever hear me say Jaylen Brown is better than Jason Tatum, I promise you it's not because of the finals. Yes, Jason Tatum didn't look as great as he normally does in those finals. Jaylen Brown was the best player on the Celtics roster in those finals, but that is not the only reason I would say Jaylen Brown is better than Jason Tatum. Because you can also easily make the same argument that the Warriors defense was built around stopping Tatum first, and Brown was a second afterthought. So it's kind of the catch-22 of, yes, Jaylen Brown had the better series, but you could also make the argument that Jaylen Brown wasn't pressured as much as Jason Tatum was. Just, you know what I mean? Just playing some devil's advocate here. Serge, my man, what's up? How you doing? Thanks for pulling up to the stream tonight. Smart is a harder way to team, no way you trade him. I'm gonna talk about that as well. Hunter, Jaylen Brown is more consistent. It's understandable. Nav2K, that's a new name. Thanks for pulling up to the stream. I don't recognize that name. I appreciate you. Hunter, you should, 100% you should. Jaylen isn't going to resign since fans think Tatum is better. This trade proves it. He's going to win his own team. That's something to think about as well. No team could trade for KD without being a good deal for them and good deal for the team receiving KD. The Nets, it's fair. I think it's bad. I like KD, but he's looking like a bad boy. Jaylen needs to be a little more consistent and probably will be better in a year or two. Understandable, Surge. Jessica Sanborn, another new name in the stream. Appreciate you for pulling up. Ruins the franchise for the Celtics. It's too much? No? I haven't heard ruin. I've heard it's too much, but I haven't heard ruin. Jaylen is better player. Jaylen is the better player currently, and KD is made by superstars like Curry, Russ, and Kyrie, but that's my opinion. Oof. Whew. Real GZ, thanks for pulling up to the stream. The fans say Tatum is better. I can see Jaylen wanting his own team. Fans only care about him because he was the best player in the finals. I used to live in Boston. I mean, that's a different way to look at it. I live in South Jersey. I'm really tapped in with the Boston fan culture. Right. So this is my thought process. You know what I mean? Bear with me here. I'm just going to talk about the counter offer. The first offer, genius idea from the Celtics. I'm just going to say this off the rip. Y'all can call me crazy. Y'all can hate on me, whatever. The first offer of Jaylen Brown, Derek White, where was it? Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and picks, and a pick, way too low. I'll admit that, way too low. I would have started with like Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Grant Williams and picks. To me, that package, genius package. To me, and I know this is going to sound crazy, that first package of Jaylen Brown, Derek White, if you add Grant Williams and some extra picks, that is the best trade package for both teams. Because every other package we talked about Suns, we've talked about Miami, every other package doesn't leave the team that KD goes to, in my mind, an automatic contender. If he goes to the Suns, that means Devin Booker's got to be involved. Now it's Kevin Durant, Mikal Bridges, old Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton. I don't love it. I'll be real. If he goes to the Miami Heat, they can't even include Bam because of the rookie extensions. So it'd be like Kevin Durant, Bam. It would have to probably include Jimmy. It would have to include Tyler Hero. I don't love that either. The Celtics situation, talking about the first trade here, if they got rid, if they came and got rid of Derek White, they would still have Smart. They would still have Tatum. They'd still have Grant Williams. They'd still have Malcolm Brogdon. They'd still have Danilo Gallinari. I think it was a very smart trade for the Celtics to at least offer. Call me crazy, say I'm undervaluing Jaylen Brown. I think it's the right trade for the Celtics. Now let's talk about the reported counteroffer, because I was cool with it until they included Marcus Smart, and this is why. On one hand, I'm like, okay, y'all want Marcus Smart? Honestly, it sounds crazy, but you can have him. Because we picked up Malcolm Brogdon. Now I know Malcolm Brogdon's coming off an injury. It's a big risk. It's a big what if. But when it comes to making trades to try to win a championship, a lot of it is risk. A lot of it is what ifs. People make trades, all the teams make trades all the time to try to build a championship contending team. And injuries happen, things happen, it might not work. It's not easy to win a championship. There's risk involved in going for a championship. If it wasn't risky, everybody would be able to do it. I don't think it's a bad trade. I'll be honest, bro. I don't think it's a bad trade. Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, multiple picks, add Grant Williams. Is it a risk? Yes. Is there opportunity there or a risk there that Kevin Durant looks like Kevin Durant against the Celtics in the first round? I mean, potentially. But if you let Marcus Smart go, you still have Malcolm Brogdon. I know he's coming off of injury. I know he's low-key injury prone. But if he can have a healthy season, a lot of it is ifs. A lot of it is ifs. But if I'm the Celtics, this is what you're thinking. If you're Brad Stevens, you got to be willing to play a little bit. Because otherwise you say, okay, well, we got to the finals. Let's just run it back next year. We'll get there again. Well, the Miami Heat haven't gotten back. I'm not calling the Miami Heat bad by any means. I'm not calling the Miami Heat bad. But the Miami Heat were in the finals of 2020. And they haven't been there back. It's not easy to get to the finals. It's not a walk in the park to get to the finals. You know what I'm saying? You have to try to do something to make your team better. I don't know if this makes the Celtics title automatic champions. I don't think anything other than Kevin Durant joining the freaking Clippers and they somehow still keep Paul George and Kawhi is the only thing that makes a team an automatic contender or automatic champions, excuse me. But it definitely makes them, I think that trade would make them better. Now it'd be risky. Do you lose a lot of defense by losing Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown? Yes. Do you gain a whole lot of offense by adding Kevin Durant? Also, yes. You give Jason Tatum now the opportunity. We saw how well Jason Tatum can play when he's the focal point of a team's defense. How better could he be if he's the second guy the defense is worried about because they're worried about Kevin Durant? Malcolm Brogdon would only have to be the third, potentially fourth option for that team. Now it does make you not as deep. I was looking forward to the depth that they were picking up by adding Malcolm Brogdon, by adding Danilo Gallinari, because I thought those two guys would be able to come off the bench and do a lot for them. Malcolm Brogdon would probably have to start if you don't have Marcus Smart. If you get rid of Grant Williams, I mean, Gallinari is getting a lot more minutes and you're probably struggling in some on defense. So the defense might not be as good, but Ime Udoka is still an amazing defensive head coach. So some of those concepts would still be there. You'd still have you still have Robert Williams, Time Lord, and the paint, who, in my opinion, if he never got injured, he would have been Defensive Player of the Year, not Marcus Smart. And then if you're the Nets, this is probably the best trade you're going to get, because you get a guy who, by most people's accounts, mine too, I would love to see him get the opportunity to be their number one. I don't know if he'll thrive. I don't know if he'll soar and become this multiple-time All-Star, potential All-NBA guy. I don't know if that's in Jaylen Brown's future. But you'd be getting about Jaylen Brown, you'd be getting at Marcus Smart. I think on that trade, this trade is the best Kevin Durant trade I've heard out of all the trades for both sides. Usually it's pretty one-sided. Most of these trades have been very one-sided. I think the Celtics is just a team that has enough pieces that they don't have to give up their best guy. And I put it on quotation marks because you might think Jaylen Brown is the best guy. That's cool with me if you do. But this is the one trade, the one proposed Nets trade, I feel like that didn't completely gut the team that's getting KD. I'm not mad at this trade, y'all. We'll see if it happens. We'll see if they tweak it a little bit. We'll see if the Celtics come back with another offer. But I'm not mad at it. The biggest thing I think they would miss would be Marcus Smart. Because let's be real, I love Jaylen Brown's two-way ability, but Kevin Durant watches Jaylen Brown in terms of probably what he brings to the court. So they would kind of sort of cancel each other's out. You're not going to miss Jaylen Brown. You're going to miss a little bit of that defense for sure, but you're not going to miss his offensive Kevin Durant's on your team. Marcus Smart, you're going to miss his defense, but to me, the biggest missing piece, if you do trade Marcus Smart as a part of this, would be his leadership. Marcus Smart, to me, was the heart and soul of this team. He was the vocal leader. He was the defensive anchor on the perimeter. He was the guy who always saw talking to his teammates and making sure everybody was involved, making sure everybody was playing well. And call me crazy, when they made him point guard, it was the best this team has looked through all of the point guards they've had. Through the Kyrie saga, through when they had Terry Rozier for some time at point guard, when they had Kemba some time at point guard, when they had Dennis Schroeder sometimes at point guard. To me, the teams looked the best with Smart at the helm. Now you can also say, well, that's because potentially Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are also years older compared to those other years. The team around them is better compared to those other years. I get that as well. But I saw a noticeable difference in this team when in the beginning of the year when they were playing Schroeder a lot, then towards that January switch when they won that crazy run and became one of the best teams in basketball in the new year when they started running Marcus Smart at point. So they are going to miss Marcus Smart. I don't know how much faith the Celtics have in Malcolm Brogdon. I think that's a big piece of potentially why they denied that trade, because maybe they don't have the faith in Malcolm Brogdon. They don't want to give up Marcus Smart, which is understandable. I'm just saying I don't think it's that crazy of a trade. What are y'all saying in here? Y'all is lit today. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. For real. All right, let's see what I'm talking about. Jessica says you need to keep both. Rage says let's not forget about the Raptors. We'll get to that in a second. I agree, Rage. The team should stay JT and JB. They're the guys like Kobe, Shaq type thing. They're both the guy, kind of, sort of. The Raptors can just play Scotty and it's done. No, it's not just done if you just played Scotty. Barnes? Rage. I haven't looked. Let me see. Raptors. Kevin Durant trade. I just want to see what people are. What's what I'm looking for? Like, what package are people saying is put together? This is from, I know I said I was gonna look at the comments, but Rage threw me off. This is from July 3rd from Bleacher Report. The Raptors are fixed on keeping Scotty Barnes out of trade packages. The Raptors are in the mix to acquire KD, which you already know. They've remained fixed. Let me do this so y'all can read this along with me. There we go. They've remained fixed on keeping rookie of the year Scotty Barnes out of any package offerings. Understandable. Toronto could still be in the mix thanks to other strong assets. I'm just curious what they're thinking. OG, Gary Trent would headline a package that makes sense. They all have all of their first round picks going forward, only the second round in 2024. Durant, Barnes, Fred VanVleet, and whoever's left after the trade. So they're saying you can actually include Siakam in this. That'd be crazy to me. I've heard a lot of people say the Raptors, and I get it. Yes, you have OG, you have Gary, but I guess you would have to include Pascal to make the money work, because KD makes way too much to just be Scotty. I saw Rage say just include Scotty and it's done, but that thing is deeper than that. Raptors best package that they've offered. Pimp name Slickback. Thank you for pulling up to the stream. That's the new name. I appreciate you. I've been trying to point out the new names. Surge, is Kyrie staying? That's also the question. We're going to talk about that in a second. Even the Timberwolves can keep. See, that's the thing. All right. Great point, Rage. There's a lot of teams who can get Kevin Durant if they wanted. The Memphis Grizzlies can put together an amazing package if they wanted. They have all their picks. They can include like Jaren Jackson Jr., throw in potentially like Desmond Bain. Like they can. It's a lot of teams that can go get Kevin Durant. I think there's a fear amongst other GMs to give up too much for them, because they potentially may be worried if he doesn't want to be there, what stops him from asking for a trade again in another year and a half, another 2 years. So I get that quote unquote fear, because also Rage, I see you said the Timberwolves. What world do the Timberwolves get KD, considering they just traded a whole bunch of picks and players for Rudy? I don't know how to get KD. That's just me spitballing. Memphis, that's what I'm saying. So there's a lot of teams that can get KD. Like I said, the Memphis example, Maddox, you just mentioned it. I don't see the Grizz doing it. They're good. I'm saying I don't see them doing it either. But my point is, there are a lot of teams who could try to put a package together. There are a lot of teams who have a ton of picks and have some young prospects who can potentially do something. But if you're not a team who, once you have Kevin Durant, is immediately at least the top 4 team in your conference, you get the conversation of, well, why would he stay there? I think that's what some people's GMs or teams, front offices, even fan bases' minds is, yeah, my team, quote unquote, could potentially trade for KD, but if we're not a top 4 team with him, there's no point cat and ant with a team the Nets would want. Then that's not a trade. There's no way the Timberwolves do that. That's my point. Yes, so there are technically trades out there for Kevin Durant, but to me, this Celtics trade is the best one I've seen. The biggest factor for me isn't Jaylen Brown being put in the trade. Call me crazy. It's Marcus Smart being put in the trade. The only thing I'm iffy on is losing Marcus Smart. I'm not iffy on losing Jaylen Brown. You can call me a hater. You can say what you want, but it's Kevin Durant we're talking about. And I get it. He is coming over Jessica. But Smart on the court, you can keep Jaylen and we're probably emerging superstar. This is what I was thinking earlier, and I know I'm rambling a little bit all over the place. Y'all gotta bear with me. It's been a couple of weeks. The notes are sparse because I just have thoughts and passion today. I saw a lot of, and I know, I get it. Jessica, you said it. A couple of y'all in the comments said it. I've seen it on Twitter a lot and on TikTok. And like I said, y'all might be Marcus Smart and Jaylen for the KD is not worth it. House of Ball, thanks for pulling up the stream. That's the new name. To me, it is worth it. Let me rephrase. To me, the only thing that makes it iffy is Marcus Smart. Keeping a spade a spade. I think Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are both amazing players. I think they both have the ability to make many all-star teams in their future. They've already had some success as a young core. They've been to multiple conference finals. They just were in the NBA finals last year. So they have a beautiful young core. But sometimes a beautiful young core isn't enough. Sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. Look at my Thunder. My Thunder, 2012, we're in the NBA finals. We don't get close after that. We don't get close after that. We never go back. We lose James Harden. We eventually lose KD. We lose Russ. And now the Thunder, I mean, I still love them. They're a great, exciting team to watch. But my point is, so many people are harping on the idea of we can't lose JT. We can't lose Jaylen Brown. We can't lose Jaylen Brown. We can't lose Jaylen Brown. For me personally, I don't think it's that crazy to let Jaylen Brown go for an opportunity to try to get a top 5 guy in the league. Because you can say what you want about Kevin Durant's performance in these playoffs. You can say what you want about Kevin Durant's fortitude of now demanding a trade after getting everything he wants for a team. And I think there is something to be said about that. Why the Thunder, man? You could have said, Serge, I get it. They just the first team that came to mind. I get that, Serge. And yeah, they did already say no. But in the world of negotiations, I think there's a world where, or I think there's a opportunity still there until the day Kevin Durant's traded for the Nets to come back and be like, you know what? I mean, for the Celtics to come back and be like, you know what? We'll take that. Because winning this championship isn't easy. Dynasties aren't created overnight. Their dynasties don't just come around all the time. It's rare. Teams don't rattle off multiple championships all the time. I know we saw it with the Warriors, so maybe people think that's normal, but it's not. That Warrior situation when Kevin Durant joined that team was a once in probably a lifetime scenario. And then the rest of that, they just drafted well. So you can say there's potential. We're going to get to that too, Rage. There's potential, I guess, for Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum to turn into superstars and to potentially win the Celtics the championship. But I think there's also an argument made for you trade for Kevin Durant and you're in championship conversations immediately next year. That's all I'm saying. Because like I said earlier, when Kevin Durant was on the floor this past season before his injury, he literally looked like top 5 in the league. He looked like, to me, and outside of Giannis, at one point in the season, you probably had to scroll back far to find the video, but KD was my MVP probably around February because that's how great he looked. If he can do that, and I think he has a better team, to have a pretty good team around him in the Celtics, I don't know. But I've said before, and I'll say it again, and then we'll move on because I feel like I done spent 20 minutes talking about this. I want Kevin Durant to stay in Brooklyn. I've said that countless times. I want him to stay in Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn's the best spot for Kevin Durant to be. I think there's, with the team, now it's got some ifs. The first if is, will Kyrie play all season? If Kyrie can play all season, if Ben Simmons is healthy and can play all season, Joe Harris comes back and continues to be one of the best shooters in the league. You got Royce O'Neal, who's a solid defender. Nick Claxton will have another year left under his belt and a little bit more experience. I truly think the best place for Kevin Durant to have an opportunity to win a championship is literally to stay with the Brooklyn Nets. I think that's the best scenario for him. So if he wants to try to win a championship, just stay on the Nets. Because anywhere else, I mean, I think Jessica said it earlier, whatever else you get traded to, that team's gonna be gutted to make it work. That's all. All right, let's move on. I'm tired of talking about KD. And yes, Serge, he will be. My honest opinion, I've said it before, I think he's going to be a net to start the season. Now, will he get traded before the deadline? Potentially. Maybe a team's like, we need to mix something up. Let's go try to get KD, whatever. But I think him and Kyrie are going to be nets to start the season. And I've thought that for a couple of weeks. I don't see it going anywhere. And until, I guess, other teams really fully realize that, that's when you might see a potential Donovan Mitchell trade happen. Golden State could even get KD. A lot of teams could get him. Yes, Golden State could get KD, which is wild. Which is wild. They're not, but they could. You know what I'm saying? Let's not talk about that Thunder team. That's a team that made me love basketball and it fell apart. That Thunder team, bro. That Thunder team was different. Hawk, what's your opinion on Draymond Green winning a max contract? So I saw that. Did that really, did he really say that? Or is that just Draymond Green max contract? Let's just see. This is from, we'll do Yahoo Sports. Oh, this is that's from The Athletic. Golden State Warriors a bit of the money quandary this summer. They have 4 players who all need new contracts soon. Draymond Green, Wiggs, Clay, Poole. Green, the bolsterous big man who claimed 4th NBA title, blah, blah, blah. He's available for a new contract as soon as August 3rd. sources told the Athletics, Anthony Slater and Marcus Thompson, that Green believes there's a max contract that will lock him in for 164 over the next 5 years. That is without question a lot of money for Green, a player who's not average awarded in 8. Hey. The Warriors, while Green technically has 2 years remaining on the 4-year extension he signed before the 2019 season, he can opt out of the contract before the final year of the deal prior to this upcoming season. He has 2 years left. He could opt out of the final year before this year. So is the last year of this deal a player option? Draymond Green contract. Let's go to Spot Rack. How do y'all pronounce this website, by the way? So he has a player option for next year. He's locked in for $25 million this year. He has a player option for next year, and he then would be potentially unrestricted agent after that. 15% trade kicker, nice. So the question is this: is Draymond Green worth a max? Life is good. Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you. Who said something earlier before we get in this? Navy 2K, bro, you underrated. I thought you were a big streamer, but only 3K and everything looked professional. Hey, appreciate you, man. I'm also a nerd, so that's why everything looks this professional. I'm a photographer and a videographer. I be shooting people's weddings and stuff, yada yada, on the side. So that's why everything looks great, because I'm a nerd. No wonder you're talking about Dre as well if he wants a max. I mean, there are really few teams that could give them a max. Let me ask you, go. I'm just curious. Yes or no? Put it in the chat. Is Draymond Green worth a max contract? The max contract in question, just so y'all know, is not like the 250 super maxes we've been talking about. Is Draymond Green worth? Where did I just see it? Is Draymond Green worth 5 years, $164 million? Yes or no? Just let me know. I'm just curious. Is Draymond Green worth 5 years, 160? So you know what's wild to me about this, the wildest part? So Draymond's currently 32. If he opts out, so if they do it this way, if he opts out of his player option, right, and they start the extension, so it starts next year, and that's the first year of the 5 years, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. I don't know if I want to be playing 37-year-old Draymond Green, because what's 164 divided by 5? 164 divided by 5, 32 mil. But in that same year, it's gonna be guys making 60 on them super maxes. The cap's probably gonna inflate. I can see a lot of people not wanting to give Draymond this money, but I'm not mad at him for demanding it, or at least wanting it. Draymond was a crucial part of this Warriors dynasty. He's the reason I feel like we can't undervalue Dre or say he's not as important as he really is because so often in my comment section on Twitter, everywhere I see it, is that people devalue Steph Curry's playmaking and basically call Draymond the playmaker / point guard on this team. But then in the same breath, will say the Warriors have this amazing, beautiful ball movement, but give so much of that credit to Draymond. So if you're going to say the Warriors have had amazing offense all these years, and if you're going to say the Warriors have been such an amazing team for all these years offensively, and you're going to give a lot of that credit to Draymond, he's clearly important to this team. He's the defensive player of the year. He's been a defensive anchor for this team for years. He's one of the best defenders in the league still. He looked amazing this season. Mad X says no. Rage says no. Hey, life is good. Said I'm gonna recommend you to people. I appreciate that. Serge says to Golden State, maybe to other teams to get him. Certainly no. You don't know how good he'd be in another system without Curry. I understand it. Baby Rage says Dre is upgraded PJ Tucker. He is not worth the max. Oh, wow. Surge, yeah, that's true. Oh, Mad X is not even because they try to sign the other guys. He is the key to this element, but he doesn't deserve a max. He is very important. Dre is like Marcus Smart for the Warriors. Well, let's look at Marcus Smart's contract. I'm curious. I'm going to tell you this. I get that they're trying to re-sign Poole, handle Clay. Re-sign Poole, handle Wiggs' contract. What else did that article say? I want to say Clay's up too. And Clay's up too. Draymond got his first real contract back in 2019 when he signed this current extension that he's on. It was 4 years, $100 million. Before that, he was on a 5-year, $82 million contract, making about $16 million a year. Draymond Green is so important to this team. Draymond Green is considered a part of this quote-unquote big three. I'll put it to you this way. He might not get a max, but I promise you he's going to be very, 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 very close. Jessica, we can talk about Russ. He's on the docket. And that's the only thing I say quote unquote worried about, the 5-year aspect of it, just because that last year, maybe the last 2 years, he might not be that great. But if you can get Draymond to sign a 3-year, $100 million, I would do that. If you can get Draymond Green to sign a 3-year, $100 million, because I think he's worth the money. On an annual basis, I don't think the $33 million that a max contract would average out to was that crazy. I just did the math. What was it? $32 million is the average of what his max would be, which is a 5-year, 164 for 5 years. The average of that is 32 million people. Search it. 26 people. That's really. It's 26 people in here. It's 24 y'all in here. Nah, that's probably the biggest stream we didn't have since we started streaming, and this is just a random. This ain't during the season for real. I appreciate y'all for pulling up for real. That's crazy. That's what I'm saying. Rage 3-year, but I think it's got to be 3-year, $100 million, because 3-year 90 would put him right at 30 million annually. That max contract would put him closer to like 33, 34 million annually. So you give him that extra money, so his annual dollars are about 34 million. And I don't think that's too crazy for Draymond, because at the same time, and this is just me spitballing, like if I'm the GM, like if I'm on 2K, that's what I'm gonna try to offer. Maybe even do 4 years, 120. 4 years, 120. That's 30 even. It had to be like 4 years, 135. Potentially. Like I'd even do that. Not the bots in the stream. It's bots that made it to the stream. We didn't hit the algorithm, y'all. I don't even know if I can you remove a bot? Remove. But how do you, nope, hold on. Hide user on this channel. I think I did that. Not us getting bots. We is out here today. Anyway, my fault. The bots is throwing me off. If you knew, the stream usually be like 8 to 12 of us, you know what I mean? So y'all done doubled the stream number. So I ain't used to the bots. Long story short, I feel like I'm rambling about Draymond. Do I think he's worth a full max? Annually, yes. I'm worried about the years. I'd see if he'd take like a 4-year, $140 million. It might sound like a lot of money, but also to an extent, if the organization just wants to do right by one of their guys who's literally helped them win 4 championships, who was a crucial part of 4 championships. Let's think about this here. To an extent, sometimes it doesn't happen often, but sometimes teams would be like, hey, you held us down. Take this bread. Example, it's not the best example. It's just the first 2 that came to mind. Well, that final Kobe contract, when the Lakers really held him down, gave him a max when, I mean, let's be real, he probably shouldn't have gotten it. And I love Kobe, but them last couple of years, he just wasn't peak Kobe. He was still nice, don't get me wrong, he just wasn't peak Kobe. And then the last contract that Dirk got from the Mavs, they low-key gave him a little bag. I can't remember exactly what it was, but considering how much he was actually producing, Dre was bad in this finals. Yes, I will give you that. But there's 3 other ones where he wasn't bad. there's plenty of other years of success where he was great. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might turn out to be one of those contracts where you're just like, hey, yo, we got to pay our guy. He's our guy. We got to pay him. That's all I'm saying. No, he should not play more of a mentoring role like Iggy. I think he still has good basketball to provide to the Warriors. I really do. I think he has good basketball to provide to the Warriors. Maybe he'll prove me wrong this year, and we start the year and we're like, whoa, what is this? And maybe that could be potentially why the Warriors are hesitant to give him a contract extension, because they could be like, you weren't on nothing in the finals. Steve Kerr had to bench you for a little bit there. That could be part of it, but I think there's a world where he can get about $35 million a year from the Warriors for like 3 or 4 years. What about Klay? Excellent question. Klay Thompson. Klay in a similar situation. He's locked in for this year. He's locked in for next year. He's an unrestricted free agent in 2024. Klay was already on a max, right? 5-year, 190. Yeah, that's a max. Klay was already on a max. I'd be surprised if they give him another. I don't think they're going to give him another max. I'll say that. He's not going to get another max. I don't think he's going to get another max, at least. I don't know what Jordan Poole is on. Jordan Poole. $2023 qualifying offer for the following season. He's restricted free agent next offseason. So they'll have to figure that out then. They'll probably extend him though. Warriors gonna have an interesting next couple of weeks, because according to that Yahoo article, Draymond's at least eligible as soon as August the 3rd, which makes me think Klay could be eligible as well sometime around there. Poole, Wiggins, it's definitely interesting. Hey, don't be talking about me, bro. Rage, don't be talking about my Sixers, Rage. Don't be talking about my Sixers. Why do you give glorified TJ Tucker a max with Pat Bev? PJ Tucker mixed with Pat Bev a max. Don't be talking about my Sixers. We had to play PJ, bro. We needed some toughness. We needed a power forward who can do something other than just shoot. Other than that, we just had Niang, so I'm not mad at it. I'm not talking about Tobias. I actually like Tobias. I just think he's slightly overpaid. No one worries Warriors smash other than Steph unless Klay looks like pre-injury. Klay. I mean, I can see you saying that, but Maddox, but for certain teams on the open market, there are players who aren't worth a certain amount of money. But on that team specifically, because of what he brings to that team, in some cases you get paid more than what you are worth because you mean a lot to your team. Look at Bradley Beal and the Wizards. Most people will say Bradley Beal's contract is an egregious overpay and he's not worth a supermax. Do I think he's worth a supermax on the open market? No. But the Wizards gave that to him because A, he's going to sell tickets. 2, he's going to make them potentially a playoff team. And for some teams in certain, what's I'm looking for, stages in their organization, just being a good playoff team is what you're looking for right now, because maybe you haven't been for a while. Maybe you just been in whatever, like maybe you just been in NBA purgatory is what I'm looking for, when you like just outside of the playoffs. The Wizards want to be a 6th seed potentially. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think Beal is worth the max. They paid their guy, but that's my point. There are certain guys who on the open market probably aren't worth what they get if they stay with the team that's been holding them down all this time. We chatting today. This is why I can't miss 2 weeks, because I still have other stuff on the docket that I want to talk about when we already been here for an hour. Real quick, I want to talk about DeAndre Ayton staying in Phoenix. The last we were live, we basically I said I think Phoenix would regret it if they didn't match his contract or didn't give him what he wanted. He got an offer from the Pacers, a max offer from the Pacers, and from all reports I've read, the Suns immediately matched it. Like immediately matched it. I think it's a W for the Suns. I think I'm worried about the relational side of things, the off the court stuff. Like, is him and Monty Williams' relationship, has that been patched up? How does he feel about the front office when reports were coming left and right that they didn't think he was worth the money? So it almost seemed like, just saw his reads, they hard AF. Just saw his, oh, my reels? Suns fans, where you at? Oh, I'm curious to see how Ayton feels about the team as a whole. Let me just pull this up real quick because this was from The Athletic. Nope, that's not the article I wanted. My fault. I wanted this article. This is just from NBA.com, and I'm only really pulling it up for one reason. That seems like a genuine smile to me. I'm not trying to overthink it, but it seems like a genuine smile. I mean, I guess you could smile for the cameras. You're also smiling because you're signing 180 something. I want to say he signed 133 4-year. There we go. I think it's an interesting situation because in the press conferences at the end of the Phoenix's season, when there was moments when DeAndre Ayton and Monty Williams were getting into arguments and were like verbally getting into confrontations on the bench that everyone could see. Reporters asked him about it. Monty Williams said it was internal in a very stern voice. We still have no idea what that was about. We get reports coming out that the Phoenix Suns front office said they don't think a big is worth more than $30 million annually, and they think there are plenty of other centers who can give you the level of production that DeAndre Ayton is giving you. I think this is a future pay. I've always called this a future pay. I love DeAndre Ayton. I think there are moments when he looks like he could be a really, really good center in this league. There are other moments when he isn't as aggressive as I would like him to be offensively. I think you pay him this and see how it turns out, because if you would have let him walk and you have got nothing back for it, it would have been a disaster. And also, I mean, to keep it a bean, the NBA is a business. He could sign this and be on a different team by the trade deadline. Like, that's just the way the game works. I don't know if it'd be that soon, because I haven't seen the reports of exactly what this contract looks like, if there's a no trade clause, yada yada, things like that. Never mind, I do. He can't be traded until January 15th without his consent. No, excuse me. He can't be traded until January 15th at all, and then he can't be traded without his consent until sometime next year. So if it doesn't work out this year, you trade him at the end of the offseason next season. He still has 3 more years on his contract. You could probably get some good assets for him. Like, he's still a solid center in the league that a lot of teams would love to have. I think he has a tremendous upside. Personally, I could be, half glass full on him, but I'm taking the over on DeAndre Ayton, and I'm happy the Suns are keeping him. I just hope the relationship stuff is not going to be a factor this year and bleed over to the on court play. I wish he would have went to the Pacers. He would have loved him with Tyrese. I agree, Mad X. I wanted him to stay in Phoenix, but if he was going to go to anywhere, I think Pacers would have been a good fit. I'm very curious to see what the heck the Pacers are doing with Miles Turner, though. He could really have a positive impact on some teams. Yo, you are wild. You are wild, Mad X. You are wild. Yeah, I did see. Hopefully, Brittany Griner gets home, man. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Hopefully, she gets home. Fraudulent Suns. Suns have fans after that game. Yes, Suns still have fans after that Game 7 loss. Don't do my guy Suns Geek like that. Check him out on YouTube. He has a great Suns channel. All right. Ayton's down. Kevin Durant's down. Somebody Rage asked about Russ. So, oh no, do I not have that anymore? Oh, where did I see that Russ drawn at? So, essentially, the news that's been going around surrounding Russell Westbrook is this. There's this thought process, I'll say, going around the league, and I'm trying to find the dude who reported this. that if, let me see if I can just find it and I can read it. Nope. That basically, there's this thought process that basically Russell Westbrook could be on his way out of the league. Only matter of time, Lakers trade Russ, moment of truth, blah, blah, blah. Oh, where was that? It wasn't The Athletic. That was me. Okay. All right, Jess. I'm trying to find it. Literally, I'm looking for it right now. Where did I see it at? Sir, I guess it's Russ in this chat for sure. I just know a couple of people was asking about Russ. I didn't know it was a fight over who was asking about him. Basically, there's this thought process. I can't find it, that Russell Westbrook may be on his way out of the league. That if he doesn't get traded, I don't know what his contract is. Russell Westbrook. Because I need to understand why this is the thought process. If he gets traded next season, or this offseason and potentially gets bought out, people are wondering what the market would look like for him, or wondering if there's a market for him at all. And I've seen not so many, but a lot of people having that conversation of, to your point, Matt X, you saying so many teams can use that dude. People are having a conversation of who could use Russ based solely off of last season. Now, if you go based off of his Wizards year, I mean, yeah, he looked great for the Wizards. I loved Russ on the Wizards. He was solid. He had a great stretch in like December, January when Bradley Beal went down to keep them in playoff contention and help them get to the playoffs. But based off of last year, Hornets, Spurs, OKC, Washington. I'm gonna tell you why no for a lot of these. If I'm OKC, I don't want Russ. Outside of, a return home party and maybe selling some tickets, I got young guards. I got SGA, I got Giddey. I want them to get playtime. I got Lou Dort. I want them to get playtime. From the Hornets, to me, I think the Hornets get a lot of hype, especially now after not having Miles Bridges on your team. Let's be real. We probably not, his NBA career is likely done. If that court case goes the way it's looking, his NBA career might be done. So at least for this upcoming season, the Hornets probably don't have Miles Bridges, at least right now. Without Miles Bridges, the Hornets are probably going to be bad. Let them be bad. Let them get a draft pick. You got LaMelo Ball. Why do you want LaMelo Ball and Russ? Let LaMelo continue to grow. You don't want him. Boom. Spurs, young team. Before I would have said, you got DeJounte Murray there, you let him run. But now it's just young team. The Spurs are tanking. The Spurs are like, hey, yo, let's go get some draft picks. You don't want Russ. Boom. Washington, you just had Russ and you traded him. No. The only way the Wizards make sense is if it's on a super low deal, like low money deal. That might be the best team that make the most sense. But I'll be honest, I don't know exactly how much money they have, considering they just gave Bradley a Supermax contract. I'd have to look and see. And I'm not even trying to be the pessimist, because y'all know me. If you've been in the stream before, if you watched any of my stuff before, I'm a Russ fan. Russ is one of my guys. Throughout his whole career, he's had some potentially frustrating moments for me as a fan, but I've always enjoyed watching him. The Magic, maybe, but my point is that's a young team. Why would the Magic want Russ? To be a play-in team? And potentially make the play-in or lose in the first round? Like, the Magic to me are teams like, hey, we running with our young guys. If we get a lottery pick, we get a lottery pick. Because the good teams don't want him because of what we saw from his Laker performance. And the bad teams don't want him because if he does turn out to be good, we're just going to be a play-in team. The Warriors just signed him for left. I think he's going to be a Laker next season to keep it a beam. I hope he proves us wrong and just shows up. Because there were so many, and I said it so much this past season, that the beginning of the season when everybody was talking about his numbers, I went back. We was on Basketball Reference. I was like, these are his numbers. 40% from the field, that's Russ. It's okay. This mid 30s to low 30s from three, that's Russ. That's okay. But the turnovers was what was crazy. And all season, I just kept saying, it's got to be something mental. It's something. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the bright lights of LA. I don't know if it was something going on with his family maybe, but it was mental. It had to be mental for Russ because at times you saw the athleticism was still there. It's not like it's an injury that came and derailed his career or anything like that. It's just he looked off. So I think he's going to still be a Laker. I think and I hope and I pray that he proves the world wrong. And I don't even need him to have a crazy Russell Westbrook season. I just need him to come in there and give me 17, 7, and 7 on some solid efficiencies, and he's going to continue to be an NBA player. Now, if you mess around and have some wild mess and just have moments where people are just scratching their heads like, what's going on? And even worse, it's also LA. LA is the biggest market. You're on a team with LeBron James. You're going to have the media nitpicking every single decision you make on the basketball court. That's just, unfortunately, it just comes with the territory. It just comes with the territory, unfortunately. So do I think Russ will be quote unquote out the league? No. Do I think he'll be traded this offseason? Unless it's some random swap with Kyrie or it's some team who trades for him with the sole intent to buy him out. I don't know. Because honestly, and I'll be real with you, I think a buyout is the worst situation for Russ. If he gets traded somewhere and gets bought out, that's how I would be the most worried about what his future looks like. And I think we can get into a moment where we what's what I'm looking for? We can get into a moment where we have issues like we had with Carmelo Anthony a couple years ago, where no one really wanted to sign him until the Portland Trail Blazers gave him a chance. So I hope he stays a Laker. There was something else in here I did want to talk about. Somebody mentioned something. Let me see if I can find it. It's 30 y'all in here. I appreciate y'all, man. Who do I think is better, Dame or Russ? Right now, Dame. Yeah, Dame. Thanks for pulling up, Heather. That's a new name I've seen. And what's good? It's been a while. Hawks are going off this year? I don't know about the Hawks going off. I ain't going cap. Dang, it's really 30 y'all in here. I appreciate that. If this your first time watching, if you're a return watcher, if you one of the OGs who've been here since day one, you know what I mean? There's a couple of y'all that's OGs. Surge, Rage. Y'all was in here when I had a couple streams when it was just Surge and Rage up in here. You feel me? Jessica, once you're done, play some Poeltl. I didn't do today's Poeltl, and I don't think I'm gonna record a TikTok for it, so we could at least do today's Poeltl. The Heat get John Collins. That's a name I'm very interested to see where he goes, because he's been in a lot of rumors. I don't like John Collins and Bam, though. I've said that before. I don't like them on the team together, because to me, the Heat could potentially really benefit from having an actual big center. I love Bam at the 5 offensively. And even defensively from time to time, but when you're going up against Joel Embiid, when you're going up against Jokic, when you're going up against Giannis, even to an extent, I think it'd be beneficial for them to have a bigger bodied center that they don't have to start and play all the time, but it could be somebody they can use when they need. Like, I would have loved for the Heat to get JaVale McGee. I would have loved for the Heat to get JaVale McGee, because nah. So Ray just asked, and if he's weary, you gotta be in the Discord to get that joke. That's a good joke, but you gotta be. Oh, I done messed up. There we go. But you gotta be in the Discord to get that joke. Yo, I'm dead. Oh man, I don't even remember what I was saying before I read that. Yeah, I would love the Heat. I would have loved for the Heat to get JaVale McGee. I don't want. What's the Discord? The link to Discord is in the bio. It's we just be in there. We be in there chatting. The Discord be lit. I get a lot of video ideas from the Discord. I haven't done a Q&A in a while, so I do apologize to the Discord peeps that do be dropping their stuff. Hey, Hey, Suns Geek, my man. No problem. Thanks for pulling up to the stream, man. Congratulations on y'all keeping Ayton, by the way. And somebody asked earlier, do Suns still have fans after that game 7? And I shouted you out, Suns Geek. You know what I mean? That's my guy right there. Oh, that was funny. That was funny, Rage. That was too funny. What about the MVP race for next year? Discord suggestions, aka Weary. Nah, his latest suggestion was fire though. I promise you, y'all gonna see that tier list. Y'all gonna see that tier list come from me. I actually did like that. I've never done a tier list, so I'm gonna be doing that. Probably not on stream because I gotta sit and really think about it, but it'll be a video soon. MVP race for next year. I think I said earlier my dark horse for MVP was Joel Embiid. I mean, you can say it's the homer pick because I'm a Sixers fan, but the Suns Geek, my condolences. I think two reasons. I have a couple of logical reasons that I think Joel Embiid could actually win MVP next year. Outside of me just being a huge Sixers fan. The fact that James Harden took less money to stay with the Sixers to try to, create winning culture, that run it back and try to win a championship proves to me two things. One, James Harden is trying to be a winner, if that makes sense. Two, the fact that he's taking less money on a 2-year deal with the option to opt out of his second year also tells me that he plans on balling out this year to get paid the next year. I'm still heartbroken. Suns deserve all the heat that they're receiving. The Suns heat died down. I had some harsh words for the Suns initially, but they died down. So I think with James Harden's, I guess we'll say, rededication to the team, and from what appears to be a taking the game more serious. I don't know if that's, I don't want to say that because it may make it seem like I think he wasn't serious before, but that's my pick. Okay, why not Giannis? I think Giannis is in the conversation. Joel's just my pick. I think the conversation is going to include guys like Giannis, Joel. To be honest with you, people going to have voter fatigue, but Jokic is going to be in the conversation again. I don't think he's got to go crazy to three-peat, but he's going to be in the conversation. Kevin Durant probably will be in the conversation. There's going to be a lot of guys that's in the conversation. Joel's just my pick. And Lonzo, yes, Serge. Lonzo is my pick for MIP. Who do I think is better, Nash or Wade? Wade. And I love Steve Nash. Steve Nash gets a lot of hate. I understand it. A lot of people feel like he stole MVPs from Kobe. I completely understand it. When you look at the numbers that Kobe was putting up the year Steve Nash won MVP versus the year Nash was putting up. But I love Steve Nash's game. I love Steve Nash's game. Luka Wayne, Jimmy with the Dreads with the MVP. Clippers is tough to beat next year. What about my man Joker three-peating? The West keeps getting better and better. The Suns blew it. Nah, Kawhi or Book. Kawhi. Real quick, I just one question for y'all. I can't not remember his name. It's a Philly fan that I follow on TikTok, fellow Philly fan. I like most of his content. He was going on a little bit of a rant the other day, and I wanted to ask this to the stream. It's a perfect opportunity since there's mad people in here. Is Kawhi Leonard, just yes or no in the chat, is Kawhi Leonard still a top 10 defender in the NBA? I know he's been injured. I know, I realize this. But my question to you is this, or I'll put it to you this way. Do you expect Kawhi this upcoming season to be a top 10 defender in the NBA? I'm just curious. Because Jessica brought up Kawhi. I'm seeing a couple of yeses. And then says no. Serge says yes. Suns get yes. Jessica, yes. Life is good. Yes, for sure. Navy, yes. Easy. Serge, yeah. Okay. All right. Rage, yes. Yes and no from Jessica. Kawhi is him, bro. My laptop died with it, but it's mad. Kawhi can lock all the time. And that's my point. So the guy, what is his name on TikTok? I want to at least shout him out. Y'all can go check out his content. I like his stuff. But I cannot remember his name off the top of my head. Trust the Love on TikTok. It's Trust Trust the love. Love is LUV. No, he's going to have a malfunction because he's a robot. I just thought it was crazy. Personally, I was like, yes, Kawhi is going to be a top 10 defender next year. I think the Clippers are going to be absolutely scary next year, bro. Anything else? Oh, all right. Two last things since y'all still rocking. Y'all leaving soon? We got some time. We got a little bit of time. A couple more things before we head up out of here, because I know I don't be long on the streams usually, but you know what I mean. I did y'all wrong. We was out here for a little while. Not the bots back. What is this? How do you get rid of the bots? The bots is what? Not the best adult. Do you just do hide user on the channel, or do you report it? How do you do this? The user's messages will be hidden. Okay. But ain't that the same bot? Dang, that's crazy. You know what I mean? You know how people say you made it when you get haters? I made it when I got bots, because I ain't never experienced bots before. This is new to me. All right, NBA just released a whole bunch of city jerseys. Some of these I like, some of these I don't. I just want to go over them real quick, and I'll be honest, I haven't really looked at them, so this is going to be some raw reactions. Kawhi gonna be using his creepy laugh when he beats Marcus Smart and the D-boy. I can't wait to see Kawhi. I cannot wait to see that Clippers team come back, bro. That Clippers team. I could use what the boss just said. I'm gonna be Hawks #1 hater. That's crazy. I saw like one or two. The only one I really saw was the Detroit Pistons ones when I made that TikTok. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. So the Bucks are coming out with new Johns. Oh, these are tough. Hold on now. I like these. I didn't realize the Bucks were Jordan brand though. I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't know the Bucks were Jordan brand. I like these though a lot. The Pistons one is fire. This is was this their antlers away for the Milwaukee Bucks? Now, is this their regular jersey, or is this gonna be like a special edition? We're gonna see it on a certain night. I don't really know. I ain't gonna hold you. I do want to see what this is from the Spurs. Hold on. I half one is here. I probably won't watch all of these. Some of these I'm curious though. All right, hold on. Where's boom, boom. Let's turn down music. I'm curious. I'm very curious to see what this video looks like. These Spurs Jones kind of fire. Oh, the STAX? San Antonio, Texas? That's kind of fire. You got the Mexican influence with the For Life, Por Vida. That's kind of fire. They got an actual just regular photo of them or nah? Nah, no just photo? Okay. I'm not mad at the statement, Jones from the Spurs. I'm not mad at those. We already talked about the teal ones. These so far are my favorite ones. How do we feel about these Cavs ones? How we feeling about these Cavs ones? Is this a whole 3 new uniform designs? This is fire if they just came off of a championship. It's giving championship trophy. Like, I know it's... Why is Keldon Johnson my man? That's an excellent question. Keldon Johnson is my man. He's a great fantasy draft player. I had him in my fantasy draft for 2 years in a row. Not last year, but a year before. And I think the year before that. And he was just solid. He's just a solid fantasy draft guy. He's like a 10th round pick or, whatever, like a late pick, but he's solid. He's solid. And that's kind of sort of why he's always in my mind. He's just a solid player that I kind of like. This Cavs one I don't love. This Cleveland, I'm not gonna hold you. It feels like what is that? A practice jersey. I don't like this one. This is my least favorite. The C, I mean, it's solid, but I don't like these Cavs ones. They feel real mid, and this looks like a practice jersey. Yeah, it's fantasy bias. Keldon Johnson is fantasy bias 100%. That's why every now and then I just throw him in. Like, I really do be thinking it's Keldon Johnson on some of the picks when I throw him in when I'm doing Poeltl. But I also wanted to be Keldon Johnson so bad. Guess we can turn the music back up. It ain't no video playing. All right. Oh, these are fire. These are for the cherry blossoms in Washington, the DC Jones. These are fire. Like, they're not like, you know, crazy, but they smooth. I like that. Oh, they brought out the black on blacks. This music feels dumb loud. I ain't gonna hold you. So they brought back the black on blacks, which I really am a fan of. That's tough. That's them Iceman days. Y'all don't know about that. Y'all don't know about the Iceman days. What I think of Bo Cruz going to Canada. I mean, I thought it was all right. They got another dumb tall dude who they got another dumb tall wing who can play a bunch of positions. And I think he's gonna fit into their system nice and not have a whole bunch of expectation. Gives him an opportunity to prove himself. I'm not mad at that. Nikola Jovic, it's so funny. I wouldn't call that a copy. Rage. I wouldn't say this feels dumb loud right now. I wouldn't say the Wizards copy, mainly because, like, I've been to DC, and when the cherry blossoms are in season, it do be pink flowers everywhere. I ain't gonna hold you. So it's a big part of the DC culture. So I'm not mad at it. Nikola Jovic I actually like. I'm slowly starting to watch a couple of the Summer League highlights, and I like what I saw from him. I think Miami is a perfect location for him because honestly, it's not a ton of expectations. I just hope he does get some solid PT. Because Miami's also a team that's like, you know, we're trying to win games here. So like, if he's not producing well early, I fear they might be like, all right, well, here's the bench. I just hope they don't do that to him. But I think he'll be fair. I think he'll be great. I really do think he's gonna be really good. And I think Miami is a good team to go to because I low-key, this is a little rant. I low-key don't like when young players go to bad teams and get used to losing. Like, I'm worried about some of them Rockets guys because I don't want them to spend too many years just losing. And then when it's time to flip that switch and now be a winning team, they don't know how to win. I like when young guys can learn the NBA and grow on winning teams and winning cultures. That's just my 2 cents about young guys on bad teams. Spurs Jones are fire. We talked about that. Oh, you didn't like these? Who said the Utah Jones were trash? Did somebody say that? Did somebody say the Utah Jones were trash? I like the OG Utah ones. Y'all don't like this? I don't really need the sound. The purple? It's the OG. Like, look at that. They clean. Nah. These Jones is clean. Oh, no, they got another one. What's the other one? Oh, well, this is all the ones that's in there. The Jazz dropped another jersey? Oh, all right, hold on. Y'all say the other one is trash. Jazz. Come on now. Utah Jazz. Y'all saying they dropped another one and it's trash. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about just off this font. I do remember seeing this. Is this what I'm thinking of? Did they announce? Is these them? These aren't the jerseys, right? No. But it wouldn't have been this far back. That's the Summer League, Jones. Utah Jazz. Let me see. Jazz jersey. Oh, these is trash. Nah, these is trash. You know what this is? Dang, I'm not a college guy, but there's a college football team whose jerseys look like this. This looks like a college football team jersey. Oh, what college is that? This is reminding me a lot of a college football team. I hope they don't do these often. Those aren't good. Those are not good at all. Yeah, Oregon. Yeah, Oregon's jerseys look like that. That's exactly what those look like. Oregon's jerseys look just like that. What is they? Oregon Ducks? Oregon football jerseys. Which ones am I looking for though? Did they update their drawings? Yep. That's kind of what I was going. Yeah, just the big numbers, that big blocky font, bright neon colors. Like that's definitely. These must be slightly newer ones, but y'all got the vibe I was going for. This is exactly what this reminded me of, and I don't like this jersey either. I maybe give it a little bit of a pass because it's a college team and it's football, and I'd be feeling like college football jerseys be doing a lot anyway when it comes to their colors. But for NBA team, nah, that's not it. That's not it. They look like Jimmy Dreads. That's funny. Heather Morrison. That's a great question. What are my top 3 players of all time? Life's good. Thanks for pulling up to the stream, man. I ain't gonna be too far behind you. We might run a game of Poeltl real quick just because people are asking. And then I'm gonna head out of here myself. Top 3 best players of all time. I'm gonna go Jordan, Bron. I don't know who my 3rd best player is. Jordan, Bron. I'd probably go like Kareem, low key. Probably a little throwback. It'd probably be a throwback big. I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Probably Kareem. LeBron, MJ, Kareem. I'm not mad at that rage. How did we get this far and not talk about that? Appreciate you, Matt X. Hawk, please talk about Spida and Sexton. So, okay, real quick. We'll talk about Donovan Mitchell first. I think it's a little easier. Me personally, I'm under the idea that the Jazz are going to eventually trade Donovan Mitchell. Just based on how they traded Rudy Gay, what they got back for Rudy Gay wasn't really nothing crazy in terms of making that team better. A lot of picks and some solid players, but nothing crazy. They have yet to fill that center literal void that's now there without Donovan Mitchell. Without Rudy Gay. And based on the centers that are left available, unless somehow they trade for Miles Turner, I don't know how you fill that gap. I think there is a world where you could trade Donovan Mitchell. I just think the Jazz are waiting on Kevin Durant. And which makes me think we won't see a Donovan Mitchell trade till later in the offseason, like maybe right before the season starts, because I think they're going to wait on KD. And I think, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Donovan Mitchell ends up in New York, but I think that's going to require New York trading RJ Barrett. And I don't know if they want to do that. So if they don't want to trade RJ, I don't know if they're going to be the ones to get Donovan. And also Donovan, Brunson, Obi Toppin, and who's their other center that's there? I can see his face. Dreads. Knicks other center, not OB, but who, guys? Somebody help me out. I'm struggling. Yo, rage. I'm not going to read that comment out loud. There's still time to delete it. You know what comment? I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not even going to read it out loud. There's time to delete it, though. You feel me? Anyway, yes, Mitchell Robinson. So, like, that team would be okay. But, I mean, honestly, let's be real. That team be a playing team. Like, if the Knicks want to be a playing team, sure, go trade for Donovan Mitchell. I'm not mad at it. But, yeah, Mitchell Robinson, thanks. That's exactly what I was thinking of. I cannot think of his name. But Donovan Mitchell on the Knicks does not make them a top 6 team. Keep it a bean. It doesn't. So if they want to be a playing team, sure, go for it. Trade for Donovan Mitchell. You'll sell some tickets for sure, but that's all right. John, what's good, bro? I don't even got the number up today. I'm going over so much stuff. I ain't even got the number up today. Who did you ask me about? We asked about Donovan Mitchell, and then somebody asked about Colin Sexton. The Colin Sexton situation is a little bit different. I did a TikTok on that. Essentially, I think he'll be a Cav again. He has the qualifying offer. It was like $7 million. So he'll be a Cav on $7 million this year. He'll probably have to ball out, become an unrestricted free agent, and go somewhere else. I think there's a lot of teams he can help. But I think he's another guy who's locked until Kevin Durant moves. Because, and then on the other hand, I don't know how much teams are wanting to pay him, because yes, he was out all season with injury, but even before the injury, he didn't look as good this season. I want to say he was around like 16 a game. Then last season before that, he was at like 20. So it looked like some regression. You could blame that on the injury. Maybe he was a little, one of them nagging injuries before he was injured, because I don't even remember. It's funny. I was listening to Kenny Beecham. Shout out to him. He was talking about the Colin Sexton situation and his injury, and I too could not remember him actually getting injured. I feel like I don't remember a fall. I don't remember a freak accident. I don't remember, getting hit and stuff. Oh, in terms of him, people calling him a GOAT. I can see that though. Like, I don't get mad when people call Kobe a GOAT, because, and I think some people get harped on Kobe's inefficiency numbers from time to time. But when you look at his accolades, when you look at his all-NBA teams, you look at his all-star appearances, you look at the fact that he got 5 rings, 2 finals MVPs, 2 regular season MVPs. I can't remember off the top of my head. I should know this, but I don't have it memorized, I'll be honest. So he's not like my GOAT, but I'm not mad at when people put him high in their top 10s. Maybe I'll drop an official top 10 one day. I haven't yet, but maybe. My 2 cents. We're down for a Boston trade. Angry Nets fan has spoken. I feel you, John. I feel you. That's my boy, John. That's one of my boys in real life. He was a groomsman, actually. Like, that's one of my boys. He's a huge Nets fan. Biggest Nets fan I know. He was a Nets fan when they were trash in Jersey still. He wants to trade, but he's also mad at Kevin Durant and Kyrie. So he's a very upset fan. Yeah. So Sexton, he'll probably be a Cav next year and then get traded. I can see him being a Cav, or I could see him being like, hey, don't nobody want me, and signing a qualifying offer. Signing that extension that they did offer him, because it was like a 4-year, $40 million for 3 years. But he feels like that's a major underpay, and I'm not mad at him. I completely understand it. You hear what JR said about Dame? No. What about Drew Holiday's situation? Drew's not up for an extension, is he? Nah, Drew's locked up. Drew's locked up for next season and the year after that. He's a player option in 2025, but Jessica, what Drew's situation talking about in Rage? No, I did not hear what JR said about Dame. JR Smith? Who's talking to him? Yeah, Drew should be straight. Oh, you're saying what's Drew's situation? I didn't hear you say. I thought you said what about. All right, I'll show you then if you're saying what. Just let you know. Yeah. So this is that was his money from last year. So he's under contract for this upcoming season, the 22-23 year, and then the 23-24 year. And then he even has a player option for the year after that. And if they're still winning, I don't see him opting out. You know what I mean? JR said some tough stuff about Dame. Like recently? J.R. Smith on Damian Lillard. Dang! This headline says he will rot in Portland. Shannon Rax, J.R. Smith asks. J.R. Smith says Damian Lillard. Was he on first? I mean, what's the name? Undisputed? Or were they just talking about it? Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. He said it on No Chill with Gilbert Arenas. This is from Blazers Edge. She says this is on a No Chill with Gilbert Arenas. Let me see if this will take me to a clip. Will this take me to a clip?
It's a pitfall for a player. You convince the player.
Do you need a ring to be great? Gilbert Arenas, J.R. Smith debate ring chasing. I don't think you need to be a ring to be great, low key. People hate me for that take, but it's all right. I love Dame. I love his game. I respect him for doing what he's doing, but at the same time, it's like, are you going to just rot in Portland, bro? You are unbelievable. I don't think that's necessarily I don't think that's crazy. Shout out to OG. That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that. Dame wants to be in Portland. He wants to be in Portland. He's talked too crazy about people for too long to leave Portland. He's talked way too crazy for way too long to ever leave Portland. You know what I mean? He talked about KD. He talked about Paul George. Like, he said something every time a superstar has moved to another team to try to ring chase. It's 60 in the Dick's court? Hey, when did we pass 50? How did I miss that? That's love. It sure is 60 in the Discord. Hey, that's love. All right. Anyway, I don't think that's crazy to say because I was one of the people who said before. I mean, this is before I started making content on this channel. I want to say, or it might have been one of my first reels or TikToks. It might not even be a real short on my YouTube. You might have to go to TikTok and scroll. I've said before I wanted Dame to leave Portland. I said before they even traded CJ, I was like, hey, yo, it's not working. Wash your hands, blow it up, move him. But if Dame wants to stay there and he wants to be known as a all-time great in Portland, there's legacy to that as well. And I'm not mad at that. He's going to go down as the, all-time leading scorer for Portland. Probably go down as the assist leader for Portland. Probably go down as the dude with the most wins for Portland. He's going to go down as the Portland GOAT. And there's nothing wrong with that because Portland's got history. It's not like they ain't had dudes in the past. Portland has good history. He can go down as one of the best dudes to ever put on a Portland jersey, and I'm not mad at that. And if we look up one day and Dame's a champion for winning with Portland, he's gonna be able to say I was right this whole time. All right. Y'all wanna play some Poeltl before we get out of here? I ain't got nothing else to talk about, low-key. We've been live for an hour and a half. I appreciate all y'all for pulling up. This has been great. Let's play some Poeltl. Like I said, I don't think I'm making it a TikTok today. Let's see. I'm gonna let y'all know. I be all right in Poeltl, but I do be taking my time. So let's see what we got here. I'm gonna lean on y'all a little bit. Who we starting with? I low-key want to start off with Malachi. Oh, did you not do Poeltl yet, Serge? Okay, so if you haven't, all right, I'll put it to you this way. Poeltl's the last thing we're doing on stream. If you haven't played Poeltl and you want to play Poeltl, I ain't gonna feel bad if you leave the stream. Poeltl's the last thing we gonna do on stream, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. All right, first name I seen, somebody said try Jokic. But you also you could spoil it. I'm gonna do Malachi Brannon. He not in here, but dude on Discord always wants me to use him, and he's not in the chat today. But that's all right. Marcus Smart, start with Iguodala, try Jokic. Marcus Smart. Eastern Conference guard, a little bit shorter than 6'4", younger than 28. Y'all know me, I don't know numbers. Not Atlantic Division. Short guard in the East. Short young guard in the East. Dang, Magic guard. He's so high on Malachi, bro. Yes. What is his name? Gary Harris? How old is Gary Harris? Not Gary Harris. That's not what I'm thinking of. I don't think it's Trey. He's gonna be too old. I mean, yeah, he's gonna be too young. Tyler Hero might be taller than 6'4". That's what I'm looking for. No, not Jalen Suggs. Who's the other guard for the Magic? I guess I could try Jalen Suggs. That's a good pick. He's too young, though, I think. No, Magic guard. What's his name? Magic guard that was like low-key leading them to mad wins like 2 years ago. He had a great first round of the playoffs a year and a half, 2 years ago. It's not Markel. That's not who I was thinking of, but I'll try that because I do. Okay, he was also 6'4". Southeast Division. So that's Atlanta, that's Charlotte, that's Washington. Is Washington Southeast? Washington might be Atlantic. That's Miami. Terrence Ross is a name, low-key. I can't even tell who he played for. The last time I saw Terrence Ross, he had on a Magic jersey. And it can't be him because it's not a Magic player. Beal's not a bad pick. I just think Beal it can't be Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas is not 6'2". I mean 6'3" or 6'2". Lowry would be too old. I'm not mad at Gabe Vincent. That was good. That's a good pick. I'm not mad at that at all. Not the Heat, though. Y'all keep saying Trey, but I think Trey's too young. Trey's like 24? 25 is the absolute oldest, but I think he's like 24. He might be 23, to be real with you. Trey is young. I'm just rocking with y'all. Will Barton. That's not bad. Will Barton's not bad. He might be too tall, though. How tall is Will Barton off the top of my head? Because I feel like Will Barton is like a wing, like a guard forward type. But it would be a good guess for just to eliminate that team. Monte. Who you talking about? Monte, oh. No, he's too young, right? He's too old. Oh, Monte Morris. He's with Denver now, though. Traded to the Wizards. Was Monte in that trade? They got Will Barton and Monte? Oh. All right. Hey, good stuff, Serge. I forgot he was a part of that trade. That's a good pickup. Wizards got good, man. That's why I'm really excited to see the Wizards. I think Will Barton was a great pickup for them. I'm very curious to see how well he plays, not with Jokic, because I think Jokic did give him some boost. That was good. That was good, Serge. That was real good. Nice. Yeah. I think the Wizards did get better by picking up Monte and yeah, as you can see, my brain's slowing down. Will Barton. I was more so excited about the Will Barton piece. Because I ain't gonna hold you. I forgot Monte was even there. The other player I was thinking of, but I think he would have been too young, was DeJounte Murray. That would have been my next pick if y'all didn't say Monte Morris, but I knew Murray was way too young. I just wanted to try to eliminate the Hawks. All right, y'all, this was fun. I think at one point there's 30 people in here. Y'all is lit. Well, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and plug my stuff. If this is your first time on the stream, we go live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you ever want to get a reminder of the live, you follow me on Instagram or follow me on TikTok. I always post on my stories over there. They're like a little friendly reminder that we're going live. I try to make the live, don't end it. It's 30 people. I know, but I got nothing. What else unless y'all, everybody hit the like button, like what's the name said, like Mad X said. Lucas and Coop, appreciate you for pulling up, man. That's definitely a new name. But yeah, if you're new, we go live every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. This is kind of the vibe. I usually come up with some topics. I just be chatting with y'all. And I like to get interaction from y'all and see what y'all talking about, see what y'all thinking about the NBA. I'll see y'all next Wednesday, 8 p.m. I'll be posting a lot of shorts. I post a lot of TikToks. Join the Discord. The link is in the bio, of course. And yes, Mad X. The stream is. I did take 2 weeks off. I will admit I took 2 weeks off last week, but the stream is supposed to be every Wednesday. If there ever is a time where we are taking off, I try to announce it, especially if I know I'm not going to do it. But next week we will be here next week, and especially during the regular season, we don't be missing. During the regular season, we don't be missing. Talk about GP. Gary Payton, the second. Oh yeah, he signed with Why did I want to say the Kings? Who picked him up? Gary Payton. Who picked him up? Oh, the Blazers, right? That's a good pickup for the Blazers. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all too, man. I really do. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Nah, I think that's a pretty good win for the Warriors. Couldn't keep everybody. Like, that's why I'm not even mad that they let him go. You know what I'm saying? Because what was his, I want to say, I'm not going to call it a bag, but a 3 year, 30 mil, 10 mil a year. Warriors ain't have it. The Warriors just ain't have it. That man was making 2 million last year with the Warriors. Now he about to make 10. The Warriors ain't have that bread. He will be missed though. He definitely will be missed. Check your DMs. Let me see. I be checking the DMs on IG. I ain't gonna hold you. If you ever actually did want to DM me and want me to respond to something, DM me on IG, because I don't get that many DMs on IG. And the stream on Jimmy's dreads. Appreciate this, Mad X. I really do appreciate that, man. Top 5, you know what I mean? That's what we're coming for. But it's been a crazy off season. I'm enjoying the off season so far. We'll see what happens between this week and next week. We might do. Would y'all be interested in? I do always respond on IG. Would y'all be interested in? So Rage sent me a tier list. Excuse me, not Rage. Weary sent me a tier list on the Discord. I want to do it. I was gonna do it as a video. I could do it next week as a part of the live. It'd be a tier list. It'd be dropping my top 50. I would have notes already ready, so I kind of know what I want to do. And then we would just do it on live next week. I think maybe that's what we do next week, potentially. Unless some crazy news drop. Wu-Tang Forever Hawks Hoops every Wednesday. Trying to go a channel, got every tips. Just create content, bro. Make TikToks, make reels, make shorts. Take clips from, if you're making longer videos, take clips from your videos and post them on TikTok. If you post them, if you want to create TikToks like I do specifically for TikTok, like where I just have a quick idea and don't want to wait till stream or don't want to make it a full video, just make the TikTok. TikTok grew this channel so much. Reels grew this channel so much, dude. It's crazy. Get the merch, Yeah, bro. Let's Talk Hoops merch. We got the shirt. I mean, we got the shirts. Let's Talk Hoops. We got the hoodies too, but it's like 100 degrees where I'm at right now, so you only see me the hoodies every now and then. But that's it. I'm out here, man. We've been going for an hour, almost 2 hours. My wife's like, where are you at? Appreciate y'all for pulling up to the stream once again. Every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Like the video if you haven't yet. And appreciate y'all for rocking with me. I'll see y'all next week. I'm out. Peace. Oh, sign my shirt if I cop. Link is in the bio. They're not crazy. They're through Spreadshirt, so I can't. That's genius, Jessica. It'll be by tomorrow. I'll have what's the names on there. By tomorrow, I'll have braces on there. That's genius, Jessica. Them little like them Live Strong Jones. That's genius. Well, that's easy. That's easy to do. All right, I'll see y'all next week. I'm out. Peace.